Alrighty, we're streaming. So, what is this stream going to be about? This is going to be updating my website to from DocPad to Zeit's Next. I'm already a few days into this conversion. I previously live streamed trying to convert my website from DocPad to custom Node.js scripts, and that was half successful. In terms of, I got quite far and then realized it would be a lot more work. So, and it went more than the weekend that I could afford to do it. We're now, I got some more time, so going to be converting my website to Zeitz next. Already made all the progress. Now it's just the tedious grunt work of manually fetching all the external data because my website is quite complicated. It does fetch external data. So let me just show you where everything is at. So I've got my little editor scene up, which is currently running. My oh, okay, huh. Okay, damn it. All right. Uh, caption. Sorry about this. I thought I had done it already. Alrighty, so this is the website as it is now. So I've got blogs working, as well as the notes. So notes have been pulled in from notes.com. You'll see as well. So this is the current site that I'm converting, and all these numbers are pulled in automatically, as well as the projects are pulled in automatically, as well as the blog. These are Medium articles. They've been pulled in automatically as well as the guests. So I need to get all this external data being pulled in. The notes are originally from this website, which is just a Jekyll Markdown website. The current ones inside here are a bit outdated, um, but it's all rendering fine. So these have been updated to be MDX. This color screen scheme I'm just experimenting with. I'm probably going to change it later. And yeah, I've got a bunch of uncommitted things already to do and new icons in the sidebar so you can see we expanded out. One of the changes is here, if you're reading a blog post, you don't really want, okay, that's going to redirect to Medium. Uh, here's an odd one. So if you're reading a blog post, it's actually a little bit distracting having these in full opacity. So now, if you're reading like a text, these are going to be unhighlighted unless you are on a small resolution, in which case it's here. Now, there's a lot of nifty things with the way that I've done all of this. So like say for instance, with my website, so this is a current DocPad one which is live. This Instagram link you'll see, oh, okay, you can't see, but it goes to the actual Instagram link if you put your mouse over it. However, if we type in Instagram, it'll redirect you to my Instagram. So that uses this little, I'm not sure if you saw it, uh, it's going to be pretty quick, but there will be like a, if we go to like a new one, so if we say bloptimum.com/medium, you'll see very quickly, I spelled my name wrong. You'll see very quickly there'll be a little redirect page right there. So it's actually using like static redirects. It's a very old school technique, probably people born only got in web development since 2010 probably won't know it, but there is ways to do redirect pages just using plain HTML. So that's what DocPad generates. But now that we're using Zeit, we can do more fancy redirects. We can actually put them directly into our now.json. So if I do this, I think this works. So if I say YouTube, okay, well, it won't work because this is still just a Zeit Next site. When we deploy it, it will become a Zeit Now site. So what's the difference between Zeit Next and Zeit Now? So Next is the React.js library. Let me just switch to my code. Um, there we go. So this is my code editor. So they have two bits. So one is uh, we'll see here. We have Zeit. Wait, where is it? Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, Next, and we also have Now. So Next is the React.js framework, and then Now is the deployment thing. Um, so there will be a now.json. Maybe it's hidden, actually. Let's see if we can make another terminal. Okay, yeah, I haven't generated a now.json file yet. I need to do that. Um, and okay, new. Have I coded it yet? Okay, yeah. So this is like an example, and this is for now version 1. Now version 2 operates quite differently. But you'll see that so okay, so what's the nifty things with this website, the things to take into consideration? Um, so like say these blog posts, these are actually files on the computer, MDX files. So this is something nifty. I haven't seen people. I looked into some examples, but they didn't particularly work that well. So here is the MDX situation. So I can write my blog post in MDX, which is Markdown, but it also supports JSX. So I can do my doc matter, which is the front matter that DocPad uses. So if you just search doc matter, that's the one that we use to extract this out. So doc matter just looks for 3 repeating characters, then what comes after it, 3 or more repeating characters, and what comes after it is the parser. So this is saying this is JSON parser. It works really well because, this is just a markdown code block, but we can use it for metadata. This is why doc matter is just so damn good. Um, so yeah, so this one, it will have a link. Okay, I haven't up to, okay, so we have one link here. Now the doc matter Visual Studio Code plugin, sorry, the MDX Visual Studio Code plugin doesn't support inline JSX elements currently. It will if it's lower, but it doesn't support JSX elements, which have to be uppercase for the initial ones. So there isn't a syntax highlighting, but you can see here we can import JSX and use it inside Markdown and we get all the benefits. So how do we actually do all this bit, right? How do we convert these Markdown these MDX files into something that is actually rendered really nicely, like with the layout and everything, rather than just being by itself. And you would also notice we don't do this export default thing that some of the alternatives do. Well, that's because we are doing up, 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 um, tooling. Okay, so in our next JS config, we have with MDX. We configure it with MDX. But we're requiring it from tooling next MDX rather than the Zeitz one. So the tooling one is kind of what they recommend, but with the doc matter loader, which is the one that we provide. So this is a custom one that we provide, and it allows us to fetch the, to pass the MDX file So this is just like a Webpack loader. It allows us to pass the MDX file, import the layout, uh, like get the metadata and export the layout with the metadata applied. So that does the wrapping. So rather than us having to modify every single file, instead we can just do it automatically. And this is the pass MDX, which includes the .matter thing. Let me just share in the chat so you guys can all find .matter for yourself. And I think that should have worked. Yep, perfect. Alrighty. Now I have a lot of things to actually commit up. And because I've been working on this without live streaming for a few days, so I have some more changes to push up. So let's go to Tower, and we will edit it. Let's see if that just updated. No, it did not. Okay, there we go. Alright, I'm just gonna be back, just take a bit of a break. But I'll keep the live stream going and I guess just play some music. And then I'll get into the tedious work of just pushing all this stuff up. You can watch it if you want. Maybe it's interesting, but the chat's going so you can ask questions. The repository that we're working with is Upton website, and it will be the 2019 plus branch on that repository. Other than that, just going to play some tunes and get to work. But for now, going to be just taking a quick little break. Alrighty. So, going to be updating just the website's colors because I was just running an experimentation earlier. Uh, so right now it's all black. Just going to be reverting that to the previous colors. Because the black's just an experiment. I just want to see whether, well, for now it can wait. The important bit is to push it up with the changes to the functionality. I just get it live, and then I can kind of fiddle with the design a bit later, even though it would be nice to do the design earlier. Um, but that can be a little fix me up or a later. I still need to do the modals as well. Um, so let's try and get the design uh, good again. Not sure how easy it is going to be jumping between the live streams for both. Guess maybe I don't know. Alrighty, and let's kick off some Spotify music. And uh, yeah, and I'm active on the chat if anyone wants to jump on the chat. And here's the playlist if you want to jump on. So I was trying to figure out why the, oh geez, okay, the music may be a bit loud. Maybe just turn the music down a bit for you guys. Alright, yeah, so I was trying to figure out why Safari and Google render fonts a little bit differently. Let me open up a new Safari window and set up another workspace so you guys can see. I've done these bounds wrong. There we go. Alright, so that's Safari. Now if we jump over to Chrome, do you notice a difference in the fonts? Like Chrome's fonts are a little bit lighter. And I just couldn't figure out why. So if anyone knows why, please let me know. Alrighty. let's just compare this. You guys probably, how do I want to do it so you guys can kind of follow along with the changes? Alright, here's going to be my display. It's probably not going to be that visible, but yeah, I'm just trying to reset the thing. Okay, I've also changed the font from the old to the new. The new font is Inter. Alright, I think that's probably going to be fine. That looks fine enough. Here is weird because it resets the font weight, even though the weight, okay, H3A. So I do need to do some simplification of the style sheets here, because originally it was like Sass or CSS, sorry, yeah, like Sass or stylus. So it had nesting, and then I got rid of nesting because I found it caused too much over-engineering. So what I need to do is currently, yeah, I guess I do need to update the styles just to simplify them a fair bit. So this is the sidebar section here. And I apologize, you're not going to be able to see the text. It's just because like the code that well. It's just because my my computer isn't good enough to, well, my internet connection isn't good enough to stream everything. So let me just switch directly to the code then. Yeah. So this is all stuff for the sidebar, which is this bit here, but it's just is a bit too over-engineered. Yeah, I think at some point I originally had like my YouTube videos and everything in the sidebar too. And I also had the icons of all the services. So yeah, let's trim this all. But actually, that reminds me. One of the other things that I wanted to do is, so I have these components, and one is project list and the other one is link list. So this is used for like the blog listing. Let me go back. Yeah, so this is used for the blog listing here. But we're not using it for the sidebar, but we certainly should be just for the sake of simplicity, I guess. So before I do anything drastic, let's just commit everything that I've done so far. At least in this batch of changes. see if I can get that at a better resolution. That should be better. So it's been a few days actually, it's like a week or two since I started this, so I need to also remember what I changed. Alrighty, so that's that pushed out. This is going to my phone, make it equal to 3. Let's see, did it go on? Yep, good. So if we take a look again, so you'll see the weight here is a lot thicker than what it is here. That was one of the other changes to be made. And also added in the latest services that I've signed up with here, like the funding services. Alrighty, so now is the process of let's pull in this data. That'll actually be a to-do file. Actually, a fun one would just be getting these modals going. I don't even have the referrals one done. That's fine. Number 1. That's why. So these things should get replaced by the project list at some point. So these happen when I would click contact. So contact would open up that. And it would be nice actually to make it so we have contacts like that, or we have contact like that. So it actually gets hit by the search engines. My contact like this is actually probably preferable at this stage. So what this will mean is I will need a state inside probably the default layer where we check the hash. So I already have some hooks set up. They're probably going to be inside, where would I put them? Or would it be in retail? Oh, No, of course not. I don't have any hooks yet. It's a different project where I have hooks. So let me pull up that project. We'll create a new folder. Actually, we'll call this. I might go into. That's the previous one I've imported from a different project that I wrote. And so what we can do is we'll say use function, use escape to return the same. Yeah, this is saying the right thing now. Alright, what's the escape key code? 27. And we also want a different one. Use hash. Alright, let's just be consistent and just make it a string. Don't actually care for a handler for this, I don't think. There we go. And from memory, we have to replace some websites handle it a little bit differently. No, let's not do that. Alright. Alright, what's wrong with this? There we go. Alright, let's see if that works. And it does it. Fine. Why? Let's just try rebuild. false. Why? That's what I want to know. Why? Undefined. There we go. Alright. Something wrong with the way we're going about it. Seems you can't do it that way. Oh, there we go. What happened to our nice styling? Oh, never mind, I know. Hmm. Why does this happen? Why does that not trigger? Why does that not trigger? Let's make this easier for us. We'll change here. Okay. Why? Warning, prophesy did not match. Display none, display block. Taking another break. enable their audio. Alright, it's sunset here, so gonna take a break, a proper break, stop the stream, and I'll pick this up when I get back. And uh, I guess the only thing I'll accomplish today is get these modals working really. Um, and I've never used hash changes before with Zeit's Next, so I don't know how it works. So I'll probably have to look up some documentation to figure that one out. Alrighty, see you everyone.